Doug Gottlieb in for Colin. This is The Herd on Fox Sports Radio, the iHeartRadio app, and Fox Sports 1. Hope you're having a great day. Great day. Getting ready for a great weekend. Football will be on your television this weekend. Not football that matters. We're still a couple weeks away from that. 90-man rosters in the National Football League. Look, if you're not on a roster now, I guess Brandon Marshall is working out for the Indianapolis Colts. We need to add Brandon Marshall to that list. Right? Last night, saw Matt Schaub as quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. And you're like, what the hell is Matt Schaub doing here? He's still in the league. Kind of fascinating, right? Quick aside, Carmelo Anthony goes on TV today, and he doesn't understand why he's not in the NBA. Chris Broussard came on this show and doesn't, he's better than 60% of the players. First of all, no, he's not. He's not. If Carmelo Anthony was that good, he'd be on a team. And the reason he's not on a team is not because of, we do this thing where we're like, how many times can a guy make a ball go into the basket in a private workout? That's how good. And how many times previously in his career did he make a ball go through a basket? He didn't work in Oklahoma City. He lasted 10 games in Houston. He couldn't work in New York. Denver was done with him. LeBron James has had multiple opportunities to walk into Rob Pelinka's offense to go, hey, man, why don't we sign Carmelo? And he hasn't done so. You know why? Because Carmelo Anthony can't accept where he is at this point in his career and where the NBA has gone. There is no place for a mid-range scoring four who can't guard anybody in the NBA and can't accept his role. Right? Like the reason the Matt Schaubs are still in the league, the reason that these backups stick is because they're willing to do whatever it takes. The reason that Vince Carter is still in the NBA is because he's willing to do whatever it takes to help the young guys learn and accept whatever role you want to throw at him. I'm going to play 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Now, you're going to have to show up at practice. You have to get extra shooting in. You're going to have to be ready. Wave that towel. Dap guys up. You might not get in. That's not who Carmelo is. And that's not an adjustment that he can apparently make. Right? Like Daryl Morey's getting attacked because he saw something 10 days in that was like, this ain't going to work. Not going to work. And Melo's reaction is, well, I was only 10 games. Dude, it was enough. It was enough for them to know how it would go. Look, dude, we got 82 games and we got the playoffs. We don't have time to worry about your feelings. We just don't. Your feelings don't matter when you're not one of the top players. They just don't. It almost feels like Jeremy Lin and Carmelo Anthony should go get the same therapist. Doesn't it? Jeremy Lin turned down a deal with CSKA in Russia, which is the top paying team in Russia. And he's sad about not being wanted by the NBA. Like, look, dude, you made like $70 million. You had a knee injury. You came back. You couldn't get time, but you got a ring with the Toronto Raptors. Now you can make $1 million or so a year playing in Russia. Like, this is not the worst gig on earth. But you have to buy in and accept the role. Otherwise, don't play. Feel zero sympathy for Carmelo Anthony. None. It's really hard when you've been a solo act, a go-to scorer, to try and find. This is what makes Larry Fitzgerald so great. Is that Larry Fitzgerald was an outside wide receiver, and they're like, Fitz, you don't have the speed to be an outside guy. Fine. I'll be a great blocker. Fine. I'll be a great slot wide receiver. Like Melo one-on-none or one-on-cone, unbelievable. He's the best one-on-cone, hoodie-wearing, off-season player in the history of the NBA. But guess what? There's 9 other dudes on the court. There's 14 other dudes on the team. You got to figure out how to get along with all of them and with your coaches, and you got to go over the top in terms of relating to other people, selling them that you are bought into the role. So spare me did you see Melo in that internet Twitter video? How many jump shots he made in a row? Like, dude, don't care. He's at a position in the NBA where you have to be able to guard somebody he can't. He's a ball stopper, not a ball mover. He's a mid-range player in a long-range game. And the Rockets had him for all of 2 weeks of regular season play and said, we're good here. And they didn't have to pay him much money. All right, last thing for this hour before we get to LeBron James. John Gruden was called every sort of name in the book last year, this time, and throughout the beginning part of the season. But it kind of feels like he continues to win this thing. Right? Not only did he get out of the Khalil Mack sweepstakes, where no one argued whether or not Khalil Mack was great. It's just he would have had to give Khalil Mack $90 million that the Bears gave him, and he wouldn't have been able to field the team, and the team that he had with Khalil Mack wasn't any good. Last year, this time, people said he's crazy. He'll never get 2 first-round picks for Khalil Mack, and he did. Then Amari Cooper was dealt for a first-round pick. And now Michael Thomas signs for $100 million over 6. It's really $60 million over 3 years. And Michael Thomas is a really good wide receiver. And he's getting paid partially because he was a second-round pick and getting tidied up by the Saints. But the Saints are spending too much money on him. But I kind of think John Gruden won this thing. Like, I don't love Antonio Brown's act, but on Sundays, that guy can play. 2 guys sometimes can't contain him. He's a freak of nature. He's a workaholic. And he only makes $16 million a year. Gruden actually got a deal on the best wide receiver in the league. All right, we'll get to what LeBron James is reacting to next in The Herd.